Welcome back to my channel. I'm Cassie and today I'm going to talk about the Professor Layton series. So with a new entry of the Professor Layton games on the horizon, new potential fans might want to dive into this wonderful game of puzzles and experience the whole story for themselves before the new game comes out. So where should you start, or where do you want to start, are kind of important questions. It depends how you want to experience the story. So you can go through the order of game release, which I'll discuss in a minute, or the chronological timeline. So these are sadly two different things, but you can experience either way that you like and it'll still be fun. So let's go ahead and start with the chronological release, the timeline. So I'll go ahead and start with that. I have my handy dandy notebook. Okay, so if you want to do the chronological timeline of how the story flows through the game, I'm just going to go through the list. I can pop in explanations another time if you want, but to keep this short, I'm just going to be doing game by game and film. So we're going to start with The Last Spectre. So this was on the Nintendo DS. So I think it was one of the last DS games in the series released, but it's going to be the first game that we start with. Okay, after Last Spectre, you actually would like to watch the Eternal Diva film. So there's no game for this one, it's movie only. It's not important that you watch it, but it does fit in a little bit and it's really good. So if you want to get the full experience, I suggest that you watch it. And then after that, we'll move on to Miracle Mask. So Professor Layton and the Miracle Mask, is actually on the Nintendo 3DS. So we're going to be jumping DS and 3DS games. So if that's not possible, I advise maybe watching playthroughs of the older games, or maybe even just like the theatrical scenes, or reading synopsis of it. But if you can play them, I really recommend it because it's really fun to experience firsthand. After Azran Legacy, we have Curious Village. So Curious Village is on the DS. It's actually the first release game, which I'll talk about in the release order. If you hear that music, I am so sorry. Wow. Okay, after Curious Village, we have Diabolical Box, which is actually one of my favorites. After Diabolical Box, we have Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright. So I love this game because I love Ace Attorney, and it's so fun, and it is on the 3DS, so maybe it's easier to get. And I don't know, they say versus, but they really kind of work together more. They mix teams and stuff. I'm not going to get into it because of the story and everything, but this is a spin-off. You don't have to play it, but I think it's really good. And it's just kind of snuck in the timeline. So yeah, if you want to, play that next. And then finish off the main series with Professor Layton and the Unwound Future. So that's kind of where the story leaves off. And I do believe that was on the DS as well. If you really want to, after all these, you can play, I can't remember the full name of it, but the Catriel game, but it's not mainline and it doesn't fit into the story. And Layton's actually not really in it, so. But it's mystery, so if you just want the mystery aspect, I suggest it. So that is the way to experience the chronological timeline through the games. But if you'd rather play it in the release order, especially since we're jumping from DS to 3DS, then you'll want to do this. So start off with Curious Village, go to Diabolical Box, then next is Unwound Future. And so then we're moving into the 3DS games. Nope, one more, Last Spectre, sorry. Now we're moving into the 3DS games by first putting in the movie Eternal Diva. Then we have Miracle Mask, Azran Legacy, Layton and Phoenix, and then Catriel, and then soon we will have the New World of Steam. So New World of Steam also follows Unwound Future in the chronological timeline. So I love that this new entry is kind of like after the fact and we don't have to fit it in a weird place like the other ones were kind of all mixed up. So yeah, that's gonna be exciting. I'm really looking forward to it. If you haven't seen the trailer yet, I highly suggest that you look at it. And if you liked any of the music I used in the video, I linked everything below. These people made amazing mixes. I really like Mewmore. He makes great mixes. A lot of Pokemon ones too. And yeah, so I suggest you check them out. And I highly suggest that you play the Layton series. You have plenty of time, I think, to play through it and get ready for the new game. Because I don't think it's probably slotted till at least 2024 from what I'm looking at and thinking. So yeah, I hope you play this series and I hope you love it as much as I do and solve all those puzzles. I will see you guys again on Monday. Bye!